Okay, so this is the video for Chapter 7 and Exercise 7a. So Chapter 7 is about geometric sequences and series. So this kind of leads on from what we did in C1, where we looked at sequences like 3, 5, 7, 9, okay? And they were called arithmetic sequences. They were called an arithmetic series when we added them together and worked out sums of series. And the key feature of an arithmetic sequence is the fact that we are adding or subtracting the same number from each term to get to the next one, which is what we called a common difference. Okay, so in some sequences we added a number on, some sequences we subtracted a common number, but it was always adding or subtracting the same thing, and that's what made an arithmetic sequence. Now in C2, we're going to look at another kind of sequence. So if you just use your imagination, what's another way that we could build up a sequence of numbers other than adding or subtracting something from each term? So the sequences we're going to look at are ones like this one: 3, 9, 27, 81. So while the video goes on, try to think about how that sequence is building up. Or this one: 1, -2, 4, -8, and so on. 16. Okay? So think about how they are different from arithmetic sequences and how they're being built up. So as I said, these are called a geometric sequence. Okay? If you haven't spotted it yet, the key feature of a geometric sequence is that we multiply each term by the same thing to get to the next one. Okay? So in that first one, we were just multiplying every term by 3. Now the next one, because the signs alternate, has to be multiplied by a negative number, and it was -2. Now in arithmetic sequences, those numbers were called common differences. In geometric sequences, that number you're multiplying by is called a common ratio, and we use the letter R to represent it. Okay? And then for the first term, we use A, just like we did in arithmetic sequences. Let's do an example. So we're looking at a very basic example for this introduction. So we've got a sequence 2, 10, 50, 250. I just want to show you how we work out R, and then you can apply that to more difficult sequences where it's harder to spot. So all you do is you just take two terms that are next to each other, this is a good thing to remember, and divide them by each other. You should get the same answer. So in this case, 10 divided by 2 is 5, 50 divided by 10 is 5, and 250 divided by 5 is 5. So our common ratio is 5. Okay? Let's look at another sequence. So again, this one's a little bit more difficult, maybe, especially if you look at the third and the fourth term. But all we need to do, because we know that ratio is common all the way through, actually to work out a common ratio, if we know it's a geometric sequence, all we have to do is just divide two terms next to each other. Okay, so that would give us -1/3. If you want to check if it's a geometric sequence, you're going to want to do -30 divided by 90, 10 divided by -30, and -3 1/3 divided by 10, just to check that they're all the same. Okay? If they're not the same, then it's not geometric. If they are the same, then it's geometric, and that's your common ratio. Okay? Right, that's it. You can do exercise 7a. That was an introduction. So after you've done that, you want to watch the video for exercise 7b.